Hello friends, this is our fourth lecture on Off Travel by Francis Bacon. In the third lecture we saw that the things to be seen and observed, and Bacon has given a very long list of, say, the courts of princes when they receive ambassadors and triumphs, processions, then warehouses, horseman, training of horsemanship, and all kinds of things we have seen. Now, today what he says is that in this section, say from sentence 9 onwards, what he says is that suppose if you will have a young man to put his travel into a little room and in a short time to gather much. Understand? If you have a young man, he has traveled into a little room. That means a small space, not a whole area, but a small area. As for example, a city or a town, and in short time. So the space is limited, the area is limited, and also time is also limited. But he has to gather much. Instead, he has to learn much. Then what must he do? So today this section is about a young man who can travel, say, in a short period of time, in a short area. Say, we can say a town or a city or something like that. Then what should he do? He gives precepts, so to say, one after another. He says, first, as was said, he must have some entrance to the language before he goes. That is 10th sentence. First, what is already I have told you in my general observations that he must, before he go to a place, he must have some knowledge about the language of that place. Suppose you are going to Japan, Tokyo. Suppose Tokyo is the city you are going to visit. Small room in short period of time, say let's say 1 month or so. I say 2 weeks, a 2 weeks tour. Then first you should know Japanese, something about Japanese. How to wish, as I told you the other day, karate, karasho and all those things. Yes. Then 11th sentence, then he must have such a servant or tutor, he knows the country, as was likewise said. So second point is first knowledge of language. Second point is that he must take a tutor or a servant with him who already has gone there and then come back, or has some knowledge about that place. So knowledge of language, prior knowledge of language, and a man accompanying you who has got prior knowledge of that place. And then next sentence 12. Let him carry with him also some card or book describing the country where he travelled. So you must take a kind of a tourist guide with you. The guide means a book. Can be a book or it can be a card. You are going to Tokyo, then you must read something about Tokyo, know something about Tokyo. It will be a good key for his inquiry. So that will help you very much. It is like teachers making advanced preparation or students making advanced preparation. Suppose I am going to take off truth tomorrow. Then students, what will they do? They will read off truth and then come to the class. Off truth is one of the essays written by Francis Bacon. So if you know advanced knowledge about that, something about that, then it will be easy for you to follow the class. Or the teacher announces that tomorrow onwards I will be taking Hamlet. And you read at least the story of Hamlet and come, so that you will get some idea. So prior knowledge. 13. Let him keep also a diary. Let diaries be brought into use. Already he has said, so keep a diary. Let him not stay long in one city or town, more or less as the place deserveth. So if you are going in Tokyo, and that in that particular city alone you should not stay. Stay more or stay less. That is, suppose your stay requires only 20 days. then don't stay there 21 days. Suppose your stay there requires 20 days. Don't stop at 18 days or 19 days. So, the required time you must stay there. Let him not stay long in one city or town, more or less as the place deserveth. Deserve means deserves, but not long. Nay, not only that, when he stayeth in one city or town, let him change his lodging from one end and part of the town to another. Suppose you are staying in Tokyo. Okay. Now what do you do? When you reach Tokyo, you stayed in one place. Then after some day you change the lodging to some other place in Tokyo. That's what he says. Don't see you go there and stay throughout till your tour is over. No, that is not good. Change places. That is another, which is a good adamant of acquaintance. Adamant means of acquaintance. You stay in a part of the city. After some day, then you know something about that city. You become familiar with many things. Then you go to the B part of the city, so that you become acquainted with others. Adamant means a means of attracting acquaintances or meeting with people. Then sentence 15, simple ones now. So the simple sentences. Sentence 15. Let him sequester himself in the company of his countrymen and diet. Sequester means keep away from. He should not keep the company of his own countrymen. Suppose an Englishman goes to Tokyo. There may be Englishmen in Tokyo, but he should not become friends with those people, Englishmen. And also don't try to take the English diet. But what should you do? You should make friends with the Japanese people and also start eating Japanese diets. So that only then you will know something new. You will learn something new. Let him sequester himself. Sequester means keep away from the company of his countrymen and diet in such places where there is good company of the nation where he travelleth. So the good company of the nation means, in this case, I have been taking the example of Tokyo. So if there are people, good people in Tokyo, you may become friends with them. Not the example we are taking an Englishman going to Tokyo. So the Englishman should not make friends with the English people. Understand? But what should they do? He should make friends with the Japanese. And try to eat the way they eat or the food that they eat. Sentence 16. Let him upon his removes from one place to another. As you move from one place to another, and you procure recommendation to some person of quality residing in the place whither he removeth. So if you are moving from A part of Tokyo to B part of Tokyo, then you should take recommendation letters from someone. That is what it is. Recommendation to some person of quality. Quality means collector, as we say, or judges, or professors. That is quality, or ministers. Quality residing in the place whither he removeth. So you are moving from A part of Tokyo to B part of Tokyo. Then you should, from A part of the Tokyo, you should get a recommendation to some people, some important persons whom you can find in the B part of the city. That's what he says. See, quality residing in place whither he removeth, that he may use his favor in these things he desires to see or know. You are moving on one place to another. Carry with you a recommendation letter, so that when you go there you can contact that person. He may be a VIP, an important person who knows. He may be able to help you. He may be able to provide a helper to you, so that you can go around, see and study and learn things without much difficulty. That is, so if you, sentence 16 says, let him, means the young man, upon his removes from one place to another. Removes means when he moves from one place to another. That is A part of the city to B part of the city. Then procure recommendation to some person of quality residing in the place whither he removeth. That means get a recommendation letter from A part of the city to someone who is residing in B part of the city. So that when you go there, that he may use his favor. His favor means the person in the B part of the city, in those things he decided to see or know. So you carry this letter. You are staying in the A part of the city. So most probably you came to say got into acquaintance or you know some great men there. Then when you move from there, you ask that great man, please give me a judge or something like that. Please give me a recommendation letter. I am going to the other part of the city. And so when I go there, I will be a total stranger. And if I show this recommendation letter of yours, he may be able to help you to know more things and also to see more things. Thus, he says, thus he may abridge his travel with much profit. Abridge means shorten. Thus he can shorten or make summary of his travel with much profit. Profit means not getting money or anything, but advantage. Great advantage. So sentence 9 to 17. What is simple sentences, but what he says is one by one. Now if you read this with the advice given by Polonius to his son Laertius, one is departure to France. This will be very interesting. You find many parallels you find. The advice given by father, means Polonius, to his son Laertius, just before his departure to famous France. Famous lines like this, neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses itself and friends. Like that. Very famous now. We can, if you have time, we can go to that. So once again, a quick summary of what we have done today. Young men, if they are going on a tour, and also they are not going around the country, but a small place, a town or a city, then what should they do? To make it very profitable. Profitable means advantages to him. Short time and short means small area. The tour has short time, within a short time, and also a small area. What you should do? First, know the language of the country. Second, take a servant with you. Third, take a card or some advance information about a brochure, you can say. A card or book describing the country that you are going to visit. And next, take diary. And 16, he says that if you are living in a town or city, then what do? You should not stay more or less in one particular place, but not long. When he stays in one city or town, let him change his lodging. That's the point. So you should not stay in one place. You go there and then you might have booked a room in a hotel also, a 5-star hotel or 3-star or 2-star or single star, we don't know. But you go there, you got room number 205. Don't stay there throughout your tour. Go to another hotel. There you get another room, that is another hotel in another place. Say 121 room in that place. Stay like that. Move from one place to another. And another thing is that when you are moving from one part of the city to another part of the city, then take a recommendation letter from the place you are staying to the place where you are going to stay. To someone in the place, not a place, but to some important person, some persons of quality, so that he will be able to help you and direct you. Understand? And then he says, when he removes, that is what he said, and says, this is the best way to abridge his travel. Abridge means make a summary or shorten his travel with more advantage. So, numbering you can say, 1, that he must know the language. 2nd, he must take a tutor. 3rd, he must carry with him a brochure. 4th, he should carry a diary with him. 5, he should not stay in one place but move from place to place within that city. And 6th, he should not make friends with his own countrymen, but he should make friends with or acquaintance with the people of that country, the country that you are visiting. And 7th says, when you are moving from one place to another, what you should do is take a recommendation letter from the place you were so far residing to some important person. So here also an important person, and to some important person in the place that you are going to move or you are going to stay after moving from here, so that he will be able to help you. So thus you can abridge your means make the best of your travel and also within a short period of time. So sentence 9 says, if you will have a young man to put his travel into a little room in a short time to gather much. See that? So your input is, suppose what you want to gather is say about 200 pages diary or something like that. You want to take notes on means your diary say about 200 pages or so. Then what you have to do, and your time is limited, and the area that you are going to visit also is limited. In that case, what you should do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Understand? Now, knowledge of the language, taking a friend with you, taking a diary, taking a brochure, then don't stay in one place for long, and you should not mix with or make friends with your own countrymen. And lastly, when you move from one place to another of the place or city, take the recommendation letter from an important person from here to another important person there. There means the place you are going. Then you can make much advantage of your within short time, and that also a very short journey, so to say, and area is also comparatively small in such case. So get ready with these 7 points so that the young man can travel and gather much. I hope that you have been following my lectures and you are enjoying, and in that case buy and continue to enjoy and listen to my lectures, my future lectures also, and then till we meet again, bye, have a nice day, enjoy your life. Take care of your health.